students. I hope you all are doing well. Before we had our summer vacation holidays, if you remember, we started our second chapter, which was pronoun. But in pronoun we studied what a pronoun is, and then we moved on to the kinds of pronoun, in which, if you remember, we studied about the number one kind, which was personal pronoun. We have already covered that. Today we'll discuss the other kinds of pronoun. But before moving on to this kinds of pronoun, let's have a quick revision of whatever we have studied. If you remember what a pronoun was, a pronoun is. What is a pronoun? How will you define a pronoun? If you remember, I have taught you that a pronoun is used in place of noun, to replace a noun. But the question arises, why there is need to replace? If noun is doing its job, what is the need to replace a noun? So I explain you very clearly that if you continuously use noun in a sentence or in a paragraph, it looks awkward. So to remove that awkwardness, what we do, we replace noun with pronoun. This is why we use pronoun. Then we studied about different kinds of pronoun, in which we studied about the first kind, which was personal pronoun. We had a session on personal pronoun, in which we studied there are three types of personal persons: first person, second person, third person. We have already studied that. So we'll not study again. If you want to study this, you can refer to my previous session. Let's talk about the next pronoun, which is demonstrative. Now, the name itself suggests that demonstrative means to demonstrate, to show something, to demonstrate. So the name itself suggests demonstrative. It indicates the specific person or thing which is talked about in a sentence. This demonstration is indicating specific person or thing which is being talked about in a sentence. Like we had some demonstrative pronouns are this, that, then we have these, then those. These are demonstrative pronoun. Now you have to make sure whenever you use this demonstrative pronoun in your sentence, there is a lot of confusion between demonstrative pronoun and demonstrative adjective. So this is where you need to be focused. Let's see. If I write a sentence, this is my pen, and I can say this sentence like that also. This pen is mine. Is there any difference in meaning of the sentence? I don't find any difference. The first sentence also says that this pen is mine, and this is also saying that the pen is mine. Now, this is my pen and this pen is mine. The meaning is same, but the sentence looks completely different. How it is different? Let's see. In this sentence, we are using this. Here also we are using this. Okay. Here we have used is just after this. Here you find pen and then is. If you see, we are using my here in the first sentence, and in second sentence we have mine. So there is difference between. If you see, my is used along with pen. Pen is noun. So you would have studied in your earlier classes that there are certain words which modify noun. Those words are called as adjective. So my is modifying pen. So what is my doing here? My is showing possession. So my is adjective here. Whereas if you talk about mine is actually not used with noun. It is replacing noun. So this is pronoun. One thing, this is pronoun, this is adjective. We'll have a discussion when we'll talk about possessive pronoun. We'll have a discussion again. Let's talk about this pen. Look, I told you in earlier classes that if you would have studied in adjective, when we talk about kinds of adjective and pronoun, both in case of adjective as well as pronoun, you'll find they are quite similar. Okay, so how to identify that? Pay attention here. There's a trick. What you need to do? When we talk about adjective always comes along with noun. So this you have to find out. Whenever you find this, you have to find out the next word which is just after this. So if that word is a noun, that means this will modify a noun. This is modifying a noun. So this is used with a noun, that means it will be adjective. If this is not used with a noun or pronoun, this will be a pronoun. So demonstrative pronoun, in first case this is demonstrative pronoun, in second case this is demonstrative adjective. How we did that? Adjectives always come along with noun, this comes all alone. Why? The reason I have already explained. Pronoun is used, it replaces noun. So there is, it will not come along with noun, it replaces noun. So demonstrative pronouns are the second kind of pronoun. Demonstrative, pronouns indicate the specific person or thing which is talked about in a sentence, like this, that, these, those. This is and that is singular, these and those are plural. Let's talk about the third kind. So first and second kind we have discussed. Let's talk about the third kind. So we spoke about personal, then we talked about demonstrative. Let's talk about possessive. Possessive. Something which you would have studied in kinds of adjectives as well. Possessive, the name itself suggests possession, shows possession. Possession means to whom anything belongs. If you want to show belongings, if you want to show possessions, in that case you will this pronouns which show possession or belongings, they'll come under possessive pronoun. Some examples are like mine, yours, theirs, hers. All these are possessive pronoun. But again, as we have discussed in case of demonstrative, we saw there is a confusion regarding adjective. Let's take the sentence one again and talk about possessive pronoun. You have, this is my pen, and the next sentence is, this pen is mine. What is this here? We have discussed just few minutes before. We have discussed this here is pronoun. Why? Demonstrative, it is demonstrative, so this is demonstrative pronoun. But this here is not demonstrative pronoun, this is modifying this, so this is demonstrative adjective. Fine. What about my and mine? I told you, my is coming along with noun, that means it is modifying a noun. So this my will be possessive adjective. Fine. This mine is not coming along with noun, it is replacing a noun. This is possessive pronoun. Mine is showing belonging. I hope it's clear. There is a confusion you will find when you study kinds of adjective and kinds of pronoun. They both the kinds are almost same. One thing which you need to keep in mind is that adjectives always come along with noun, and pronoun, it replaces noun, so there is no question of coming along with noun. So this was the third kind of pronoun. We'll discuss one more kind, and there are total 8 kinds of pronoun. We'll discuss 4 in this session, then we'll talk about 4 in next session. Let's talk about the next kind, which is the fourth one, and the fourth kind, an easy one, interrogative pronoun. Since pronoun always comes, it replaces noun, so that means when you will find any word which is replacing noun, that is pronoun. So it will not come along with any noun. Adjectives, they come along with noun. Let's talk about interrogative pronoun. Interrogative pronoun itself shows that, the name itself shows, interrogative means question. So the words which ask question, the first thing that word should replace noun. Then only they will be pronoun. If those pronouns are asking question, they will become interrogative pronoun. Like you'll have what, who, which, where. Like if I say who, whose pen is this? Who wrote this letter? What is the difference which you see in both these sentences? In first case we have used whose. Whose is coming along with pen. Pen is noun. So this is not a pronoun, this is adjective. Here, who wrote this letter? Here you will find who. Who is pronoun. It is used in place of noun. So who is interrogative pronoun. You can say which, another sentence, which came first. Hen or egg. Which came first. we have an interrogative sentence which came first. Here, which is not coming along with noun, it is replacing a noun and its job is to ask question. So this will become interrogative pronoun. So my dear students, the most important thing which you need to keep in mind when you're talking about kinds of pronoun, try to see kinds of pronoun and adjective together. Only difference it, you'll find a lot of similarity. Only difference is that when we'll talk about adjective, it comes along with noun. For adjectives, it always comes with noun. But noun there is no question of pronoun coming along with noun. It replaces noun. This is what you need to keep in mind. These are the four kinds. Personal pronoun, there are three types of person: first person, second and third person. We discussed before our summer vacation holidays. If you are facing any problem, refer to the previous video which I have sent you before holidays. Okay. The second type which we discussed is demonstrative, means it demonstrate, it points out, in which we saw some examples like this, that, these, those. All these are demonstrative pronoun. Then we talked about possessive. Possessive shows belonging or possession. Like we had my was used as an adjective, mine was used as a pronoun, his, hers. Then we have their and theirs. Their used as an adjective, theirs. So theirs is used as a pronoun. So this was about a possessive pronoun. Then last we discussed about interrogative pronoun. We'll talk about some other pronoun like distributive pronoun, emphatic pronoun, reflexive and relative pronoun in our next session. Till then, your assignment is prepare all the kinds of adjective and pronoun along with at the same time. Try to find out the difference, because if your doubt will be clear right now while learning pronoun, it will become very easy for you to in the next chapter where you will learn about adjectives. I hope it's clear to you all. So that's all for today. We'll talk about other kinds of noun in our next session. Till then, stay blessed. Take care.